It's really hard to improve without transparency. I mean, if I blindfolded you and then asked you to play golf, you couldn't get better. You wouldn't know where the ball went. So you have to, there's just an inevitable linkage between turning the lights on and having transparency in all respects in learning. And I'm interested in learning. So I'm a extremist on transparency. I think we should just turn the lights on. Everything should be known. Costs, quality, outcomes, satisfaction, everything, all the time.
Realistic, you think?
It is realistic because whenever people have done that, whenever a hospital has started to be public about its information or a doctor started to talk about transparency and be there, they never go back. Because all the things they were so scared of, that they'd be criticized or that people would misunderstand or that they would somehow be victims, it doesn't happen. It really doesn't happen. And I mean, I know people aren't going to believe me when I say that, but I'll tell you it's true. So yeah, I think it could be realistic if we would just go there. So you asked the question, should it be mandatory? I guess part of me thinks yes, because if we made it mandatory and turned all the lights on, I think there'd be a big ho-hum. I don't think none of these fears would actually be just turned out to be justified. And then we have a new opportunity. The opportunity now is to learn. So I'm pretty strong on just turning the lights on.
Is there a dark side, you think?
Fear. I mean, people temporarily. It's embarrassing, you know. If we rated TV interviewers and you were going to be rated, your heartbeat would go up a little bit. You would be scared, and then when it came out that you actually weren't quite the number one, although I'm sure you are, you'd be insulted. That's temporary. That's just getting over it. And I think that on the other side of that would be, she scores better than me. Why? What's she doing? And how could I learn from that? And you can get into the positive side of improvement. So that's the dark side. I think if you get too oriented around markets, there's a dark side here, which is there can be short-term market penalties that aren't fair because the measurement's wrong or something. But I regard all of that as just transitional.
Who would be responsible for making this data available?
Well, wouldn't it be great to have a culture in which nobody had to be responsible because it was just in the ethos to make it available? I think right now, courageous leaders of hospitals or clinics or physician groups, they would do it themselves. They would start the ball rolling. They'd say, hey, here's our numbers, where are yours? And it would start as a voluntary system where a few courageous leaders set the standard and other people start to come along. I think you might say that a harder edge of view is, well, maybe the people paying the money have a right to the information. And so that's probably where insurers and patients and families come in. After you're paying the bill, don't you have a right to see the results of what you're buying? So that would be that'd be a more severe approach. As I say, no matter how we get there, I think we should, because once we're there, it won't turn out to be bad. It'll be good.